Hello, hello, and welcome to the greetings from the Lone Star Festival. I have the pleasure to be with April Henley today. She's the author of Treasures in a Bottle. Welcome to the show, April.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
You wrote this amazing book. Tell us a little bit about your story.
So this is a cozy medieval fantasy that follows the wizard Merlin 100 years after King Arthur, and he must prevent magical creatures from disappearing from the world. So the world is moving out of the Dark Ages. People are losing their faith in magic. If this continues, magical creatures will fade into the nothing and never return. So Merlin must come up with a plan to save them. And as part of his plan, he ventures to the realms of fantastic beasts and beings to learn more about them, and we go with him. This is also the world's first novel coloring book where you can color the illustrations in the story as you're reading it.
That's a really cool concept. So people can be more as part of the story,
Yes.
more immersed into it, and they can give it their vision to it, because depending on what colors they use, and also it can be a very therapeutic experience because it's so relaxing. And
I wanted people to make the story their own. So not just being immersed in it through the words, but being immersed in it through visual stimulation and being able to color it and make the characters closer to heart.
Oh, I love that. I love that story. What brought you to write books? Tell us about you.
So I started writing stories as a child. It started probably around age 5. I wrote a story about a blue-winged unicorn that went for a walk.
Wow, that's a cool concept.
When I was in high school, my passion for story writing took off in a creative writing class. And that same Christmas, my mom gave me a book of unicorn art. There was a painting of a unicorn in a bottle with no context. And my writer's mind wanted to know, why is it there? How did it get there? And I wrote 30 pages, put them away. Many years later at 28, I still was thinking about it. And so I started writing, and 4 years later, Treasures in a Bottle.
Wow. So it's a little bit inspired in that book you wrote for the unicorn story a few years back.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. That's really cool. That's really cool. Is this your first book?
This is my first official book, yes. And I will have my first children's book out in
awesome.
September.
Oh, wow. That's around the corner. Tell us about that book.
It is for ages 3 through 6. It follows a hobgoblin who invents the first nightlight to protect children from nightmares.
That's a very important nightlight, because a lot of children have nightmares.
When I was little, I didn't like being in the dark. I had my little nightlight that was shaped like a fairy. I've always found dreams and nightmares fascinating, and I was inspired one evening when I was writing by candlelight, and I thought, what if a candle, the light that it shines to chase the shadows away, is its own magic? Out of my storyteller's mind came this little hobgoblin character, and I was like, I'm going to start writing. And so I'm excited to bring that to everyone in September.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What inspired you to write for children?
I want to encourage children to use their imaginations. I feel like
Thank you.
I feel a lot of our current generation relies heavily on movies and video games. And while I'm not putting those mediums down, I really want children to jump into stories and have their imaginations create the visuals for them, and maybe create a next generation of storytellers.
I love it. Yes. Storytelling is such a beautiful skill to have for children, for adults, for everybody, because makes a very good use of the creativity, which is a really powerful skill, right?
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
So you can find Treasures in a Bottle on Amazon. That's the only place right now. If you go to my website, bayhorsepress.com, you'll find the links to it in paperback, hardcover, ebook, and audiobook.
Oh, wow.
And that will be where I currently provide my books.
No coloring on the audiobook, though.
Actually, what I'm hoping to do is, if anyone buys the audiobook, and if you reach out to me via my email, which is on my website, share with me your receipt, and I will provide you a link to the illustrations to download.
Oh, that's a good idea. So they can actually still have the full experience
Yes.
of the coloring part. I love that. That's a very creative idea, because a lot of people consume the books through audiobooks.
Yes.
It's just easier, and I'm one of them, actually. I love to listen to a good audiobook while I drive, or while sometimes on long drives. So it's very, very good to have that option available as well.
I also love audiobooks, and was listening to one on the way here. So
Oh, really?
it's just an easier way to take
I know.
in more stories.
I know. I kind of look forward to long rides, because I get to the opportunity to learn more about something. Can be an audiobook, a podcast, or a class or something. So I love it.
Well, I wasn't going to have an audiobook at first because I thought the coloring aspect would be taken
Right.
away. But I actually had a lot of adults would come to my book signings and they asked if there was an audiobook because they travel a lot. Carrying a book is not convenient. And so I thought, okay, we will do this. And I have a wonderful narrator. His name is Toby Smith. He's out of Europe and he's just wonderful. He brought all the characters to life, voicing over a dozen mythical creatures, and it has a wonderful narrative voice that lends to the medieval fantasy.
I love that. Very nice. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure learning about you, your journey, and your book.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
All righty. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And to our listeners, buy that book at your convenience and learn about these amazing treasures in a bottle and let your imagination go. Thank you.
Thank you.